Continuing in 4.1, we're going to work on example 1. We're going to determine the exact values of the 6 trig functions of theta. So in these type of problems, you'll be given a triangle, and they'll give you the sides, or they might not, but for now they're going to give us all the sides, and they're going to tell us which angle represents theta, and we're going to find all the 6 trig functions of theta. So in this example, our theta is right here in this corner, and we're going to go ahead and find sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. So in order to do this, it really does help to remember the SOHCAHTOA. So SOHCAHTOA. So this makes it really easy because sine is just opposite over hypotenuse. So we look at the angle, and the opposite from the angle is 8. So it becomes 8 over, and then the hypotenuse is always across from the right angle, so 17. Okay, now let's do cosine. Cosine is going to be adjacent, so the adjacent is 15 over hypotenuse, which is 17. Then we do tangent. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, so opposite would be 8, and your adjacent would be 15. And in order to find cosecant, secant, and cotangent, you could use their definitions, or you know that they're the reciprocal. So since cosecant's the reciprocal of sine, we get that cosecant is 17 over 8, secant is 17 over 15, and cotangent is 15 over 8. And we just get that by doing the reciprocal identities. So now on your own, there are 2 problems I want you to try. I want you to evaluate the 6 trig functions for A and B. All right, let's see what we got. So let's do part A first. So using SOHCAHTOA, we know that sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the opposite is 5, and the hypotenuse is 13. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. The adjacent is 12, and the hypotenuse is 13. And then tangent is opposite over adjacent. So the opposite is 5, and the adjacent is 12. And then in order to find cosecant, secant, and cotangent, we just do the reciprocals. So 13 over 5. The reciprocal of cosine is 13 over 12. And the reciprocal of cotangent is 12 over 5. So moving on to B, we're going to do the same thing. Sine is opposite, so opposite is 21, and the hypotenuse is 29, 21 over 29. Then cosine is the adjacent, so 20 over the hypotenuse is 29, and tangent is opposite over adjacent, so the opposite is 21, and the adjacent is 20. And then in order to find the cosecant, secant, and cotangent, you take the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 21 over 29 is 29 over 21. Then this one's going to be 29 over 20. And cotangent of theta is 20 over 21.